สวัสดีค่ะ Hello everyone, Tiger Gift and
Foreigner Joe, hope all is well. How are we doing? We're doing great, thank you. We have a lot of folks asking us about a place to stay close to the city when they come to visit Prachuap Kurikon. I talk about this Prachuap Beach Hotel, but I've really never showed it. So we are going to go in there, try to find out some prices. Prices today, prices can always change, of course, and see if they'll show us one of these rooms with the seaside view. We are literally minutes walk from the train station. You can also catch a motorbike taxi over here, but you can walk here. And not too far from the main bus station, vans in town. Wing 5 right over here. You can actually go visit Wing 5, go to the beach there, Almanau, feed the monkeys. And if you just go around the corner here, you're really going right into town. Also the next road over is Susik Road. You have a lot of restaurants, things of that nature, coffee shops, massage parlors, places like that. So we have some friends visiting from Hoi Hin, Gary and Noi. Gary just recently retired not too long ago. We'll get his story in a little while. Okay, let's go check out this hotel then. So we'll go in here and ask if we can look at a room. Here is the reception area. I'm going to look in this room right here real fast. First, when you step in, you have a little wardrobe. You have your refrigerator right down there. Little safe in the closet. TV, little chair, table. Here's the bed right here. Not too bad. And you have a little balcony right out here. And there's your seaside view right there from this room. Not too bad. Let's see what the bathroom looks like. So in here is a look at the bathroom, shower. There's a shower curtain. And this is hot and cold water here. So here is a little terrace area. You can sit up here, enjoy a few drinks. You have a nice view. Almanau right over there. Here's basically the some of the city right here. Susik Road right down there. And then you can sit up here and enjoy the sea view. There's your fishing pier right over there. The street leading up from the fishing pier, that's where your train station is. Not too far at all. Like I said, you can literally walk here in a few minutes. So not bad at all. So these rooms here, the current price is 700 baht a night, about 21 USD, and no breakfast here on site. But they have menus from the other places around here, and they can order food for you and they'll deliver it to the hotel for you.
what?
What are you doing, Gift?
I chocolate my favorite.
Who is sitting next to you?
A big man.
A big man, Gary. Gary, our friend, is sitting next to Gift, and I have Gary's girlfriend, Noi, sitting next to me. Now, Noi is shy and doesn't want to be on camera, and I respect that. There's a lot of folks like that, so I'm not going to put Noi on camera. But we are going to find out a little bit about Noi, how she blocked Gary, but we're going to find that out later on. So Gary, you retired law enforcement, you told me.
Yes.
And then after that, an investigator. You were an investigator after law enforcement.
Yeah, I worked for a bank.
Tell me a little bit about your career.
Well, I spent almost 28 years in law enforcement. My last 15 years was in our criminal investigations unit, detective. But my forte actually became white collar crime.
When did you retire from the law enforcement?
I retired in August of 2011. And then that was on a Friday, and on Monday, I started with the bank.
So with the bank, what did you do in the bank?
I was a senior investigator handling check fraud, credit card fraud, cybersecurity, internal investigations of wrongdoing, embezzlements.
Wow.
So.
And you retired, when did you retire? Because you're now retired.
Yeah, so I worked from the bank from August of 2011 until April of 2020.
What brings you to Thailand?
Well, initially, back in 2019, my son-in-law and I went to Vietnam and traveled. He'd been over there a couple of years prior. I was supposed to join him, but I just couldn't make it work at that time. So in 19, I decided I could do it then, and he wanted to go again, and we got there and rented a couple of motorcycles up in Hanoi, and we traveled the country for a month.
I mean, why Vietnam? What brought you to Vietnam?
Well, a lot of it was because, one, I wanted to go over there and do it, but I also lost my oldest brother back in 71 through the Vietnam War.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. So he was 20 years old?
Yeah, just shy of 21. He was a helicopter mechanic and a door gunner, and his helicopter went down.
It was brought down?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So that's been
50 years ago.
50 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What a shame. So did you get to visit that site?
I did. Prior to going, I got a hold of the Airmen's Crewmen's Association, Vietnam Veterans Airmen's Crewmen's Association, and wrote them an email. And well, I'll tell you, those guys got back to me just like that. And I gave them some GPS coordinates, but they're the military style, and I didn't know how to read them. And they sent me back the GPS coordinates that belonged. And once I got those, I was able to confirm that they were one and the same.
Right.
So I did that, went to Google and got a picture of the site of the area today. And the site was about an hour or so outside of, I think, south of Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. And so after we got into Saigon, we rode over to it one day. And obviously back then it was probably jungles, but it was in a neighborhood, a community. And but the one homeowner, we had to cross some property to get to the site. And the homeowner was very gracious and allowed us to go onto his property to walk over to it. Got a couple of pictures, kind of emotional, you know, but it was really cool though. It was very gratifying to be able to do that.
And back in 1971, right?
Yeah.
How did you? How were you guys notified? How were you notified that? I mean, I could only imagine it was tragic.
Well, I was only 13, so but we remember hearing it on the news, but there wasn't any information other than a helicopter had gone down on that particular day at a particular time. Western Union, unfortunately, was on strike during this time, so it took us a week before the military got to us. My understanding is he was due to come home around the 30th because his tour was up. However, after we got his belongings back and everything, we found out that he'd actually re-upped for another tour.
You re-upped for another tour in Vietnam?
Yeah.
Wow.
June 1st of 71 was his day of death.
So it's 50 years ago this month, actually.
Yeah. Towards the end of our stay, we spent our last week in Saigon, and just taking the time, walking around it and everything, I felt really comfortable. The people we met along our journey, because we would go out along the coast, come into the countryside, over the mountains. Everybody we stopped to get drinks, you know, waters during our day rides and stuff. So nice.
Right.
Once you, thank God for Google Translator, you know, because you bring that out and start, people will warm up to you just like that. I mean, it just was a really good feeling.
So you went to Vietnam, but you're in Thailand, so that's where I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, well, I decided that I wanted to retire and come over to Vietnam, and I felt real comfortable about that. But after I retired, COVID, and it was supposed to have opened up by June of 2020. And I had my ticket and everything, but COVID didn't allow it to. So my son-in-law says, "Hey, go to Thailand." He says, "It's a beautiful country, you'll love it." He says, "There's a lot to see over there." So I started looking into it, and as they started opening up, I ended up, because there was almost changes every other day with the rules with your visa stuff, and I ended up hiring an attorney's office over here in Bangkok. Called them up and had a little interview with them and stuff, you know, and they told me what the price was, and so I went ahead and hired them, and they made sure I got the correct forms to fill out. I mean, basically I did all the work. They just provided me everything, and after I got everything together, sent to them, then I started making arrangements for my plane and my hotel quarantine.
So how much did that service cost you?
I want to say it was like 53, about $1,600, I think it was.
$1,600
US dollars, yeah.
And you could have you really could have done that all on your own. You did it on your own. They just gave you.
I started it, but the closest consulate I had from Portland was down in Los Angeles.
Oh, so they took care of that part for you.
Well, once I sent them all my copies and had everything together, then I put all the originals together because I had to have an FBI background check and all that kind of stuff. So I put all that stuff together along with my passport and a self-addressed stamped envelope, mailed it down to the Thai consulate in Los Angeles. And then within just a matter of a few short days, I got my self-addressed envelope back with my passport and visa in it.
Oh wow! So when did you get to Thailand?
I got into Thailand on January 30th
of
this year. Yeah, yeah.
And now are you happy? Where do you live?
Oh, living in Hua Hin. As I was researching, when I knew I was coming here, I got on Google and was and I came across Hua Hin along the coast. And again, I didn't know like where Phuket was or where Chiang Mai was, or I had no knowledge of any of that. But I saw this and I started reading, and it said, you know, it's a town of about 70,000 people. A lot of expats live there. It's a real good, they rated it real high for retirement. And there was things to do, you know. So I thought, you know, and along the coast, I got really good vibes here. So I said, that's where I'm going.
So are you enjoying it? You moved there now, so you love it?
I love it.
Have you traveled anywhere else in Thailand since being here?
Just around Hua Hin and down here to Prachuap, Prachuap.
And you recently bought a bike, same like mine?
I did, thanks to you.
But you added a lot of extras. You put some money into it.
Because when I was doing research, I was looking at other YouTube videos and a couple other guys that had bought them, saying that the rear shocks, the stocks, they just, you know, this guy he says, I'm 180 pounds. He says, I'm bottoming them out. He said, I got to replace them. And I'm thinking, well, I'm certainly not 180 pounds. So, yeah, I upgraded my shocks and the front forks upgrade. And then put a top case on. And now I'm in the process of putting some side luggage on next week. And I also looked into a dual camera system. Mainly because I don't know if it's mandatory here in the country, but a lot of vehicles have their
I have one.
cameras, and you have one. So for accidents. You know.
Well, it definitely helps you in the event of an accident to determine the course. So. Yeah.
And I've got a degenerative arthritis in my neck, so I can only turn so far. And I thought, you know, I started looking at it, and I found a system. It's a dual camera, front and rear, and I want to, when I can start traveling, I want to be able to do a lot of filming and stuff, you know, and I don't want to rely solely on my GoPro. And this, as soon as you start the bike up, it starts videotaping. And of course, depending on how big a SD card you put in it, it'll go for hours, and then once it hits the end, it starts right from the beginning and a video over that part. But you've got a little button that you can push to save your videos that you want to save. And then again, it allows you to look behind you too if you're, you know.
Right. So you're going to be able to view all of this on your monitor of your phone?
Yeah, it comes with a monitor, a really nice, like about a 4-inch monitor. I don't want to put it up on the bike though. Hopefully they're going to install it underneath my seat, and then I'll get the phone app, and then I'll be able to do it from the phone.
Okay, very good. Okay, so. Been here since January.
Yeah.
Then you met your beautiful lady Noi, who is sitting next to me. Sorry, she's not sitting next to you, but your beautiful gift sitting next to you.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a story about how she blocked you. So tell us about how you met Noi.
Well, as soon as I got down there, I started looking to rent a motorbike because I knew I wanted to buy, but I thought I'll rent for a while just to make sure this is where I want to be, you know. Because again, I sort of still had Vietnam in the back of my mind, and I thought I don't want to buy something if I'm going to be moving over there. So I went walking up one of the streets because I had looked at some along the main roadway,
Right.
and everybody wants a deposit. And the prices were fairly competitive, but you know, some differed. And I came across her rental shop, and she was the only one there. And I started talking to her, and we just kind of hit it off. I mean, real personable, and kind of the thing that sold me was she didn't want a deposit. I said, really? Cool, you know. So we talked for a while just about everything because she speaks real good English. And
so it's her motorbike rental shop.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's been in the business I think for about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
So we talked for a while, and then I said, well, you know, I'm not quite ready to rent yet, but when I do, I'll come back to you. So, and it was about 2 weeks later I did, and I got a little motorbike from her, and then I just didn't have anything to do one day, and so I stopped by and asked her if, you know, she could be my little navigator and show me around. And I said I'd take her for a ride, you know, and I was also looking for a vineyard up there that everybody was talking about. So she agreed, and I was supposed to meet her at a certain time after she got off work. And it was one of those days that I was beat after walking all day, and I went back to my condo and I just fell asleep. So I basically stood her up, not intentionally, but that's what I did. And later I found out that she kind of blocked me because she was mad because I didn't call her to let her know I couldn't make it, or I didn't make, you know, wasn't going to be able to. And I felt really bad because I'm one of these people, if I tell you I'm going to be someplace, I'll be there, and I'm usually there 10, 15 minutes ahead of time. And so anyway, it turned out that she decided to unblock me because she wanted to make sure she got the motorbike back, which she just kidding about that, you know. But so we started talking, and she invited me over to her shop one evening. Her girlfriends were over there, and they were all eating, so she goes, come over here for dinner if you want. So I rode over there and met her friends, and we had a nice time eating and talking, and
rest is history.
And yeah, kind of. We just hit it off really well. She's been really good. She's helped me out a lot, obviously, and was very, very helpful. And once I got to get my Thai license and stuff.
Right.
Because then I found out when I started looking around for bikes, I needed to have my license before they would sell me a bike. So, okay. So that's kind of how things went.
So you guys are here for 4 nights, and you're staying in the Prachuap Beach Hotel. How do you like that hotel? What do you think about it?
Hey, it's great. I mean, it's for what you're paying. I have no problem. We got a nice sea view. 2 really nice picture windows. One looking out directly out at the sea, and the other one's looking up at the temple up there on the top of the mountain there.
And how much you paying for a night?
Well, initially when I first started looking at it, it was like $22 a night. Then I went to Agoda because I used Agoda a lot over in Vietnam, so I still had the app on me, and ended up getting it for $18 a night.
Wow, that's a good deal. Well, it was been great meeting you guys. This is actually the second time you rode up. You guys rode up.
We came down about a month and a half ago.
And we met. We didn't do anything on camera at that time, and then we connected. So you came back to visit us again.
Yeah.
Spend a little bit more time visiting around this area.
Yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful area over here.
Yeah,
It really is.
don't tell anyone.
No, it's, I'm not going to say anything.
All right.
ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you so much for watching our video. Love you all. Bye bye ค่ะ